Good morning, everyone. Let us learn programming today. So let me share the link here for those of you that wish to watch on YouTube. Okay. So if everybody here could go to scratch.mit.edu in the web browser, I'll post the YouTube link here. There we go. Okay. So open up a web browser and go to scratch.mit.edu. Okay. Like I said, in this class, there are three main topics that we're going to be rotating through. There's going to be critical thinking, involving things like fallacies and stuff like that. There's going to be logic, social issues, things like that. All, and then the third thing is programming. So go to scratch.mit.edu, sign in. I'm Unix Wizard apparently. I don't know why. I thought it was funny at the time to sign up using that name. So go ahead and give me a thumbs up when you guys are logged in on this. It appears the email you provided is owned by another person. The one you own. Odd. Very odd thing. Message is 1. Alright. Got some thumbs ups here. Alright. So what I've done on Scratch, and we're going to be learning how to program using Scratch in this class. What I've done is that I've 193 class alerts. What the heck? All right. Blacklisted emails. The heck? I don't know what that's all about. Okay, so what I've done is I've created a class on Scratch, and if you guys have not joined my class on Scratch, in Canvas there is a link for you to click on, and if you click on it, then it will add you to my class. So you can see I've got 120 students signed up, so I think that's pretty much all of you guys. If you've not done it yet, then let me know. And again, the sign-ups are on Canvas to join this. Okay. So yeah. So go ahead and click on Create. So at the top there's a button called Create, and then give me a fire emoji when the touchdown scared me. Give me a fire emoji when you're looking at this screen here. So the very top of scratch.mit.edu, there is a button called Create. Click on that, and it will take you into a new project here. Just use the lit fire emoji when you guys are looking at this screen here. Okay. Okay. All right, so this is a programming language called Scratch, and it is designed to be a very friendly programming language to learn. But don't let it fool you. You can actually do very complicated things in Scratch. I've seen a ray tracing engine that does 3D graphics in Scratch. It's not fast. Like, it takes like 5 minutes to draw one scene, in ray traced, but um, you can do it, you know. And the reason why I teach the introduction to programming using Scratch is because it's hard to really explode things, and it's really easy to get into and things like that, but it covers all of the basics of computer science. In computer science, there's only 6 things you can do. That's it. So imagine if you wanted to become like a carpenter or something like that, and there's only 6 things you needed to learn in order to build a house. 6 tools, like a saw, hammer, a drill, whatever, right? And so you could, learn those 6 tools in a number of different ways, but you could learn them in a nice, safe environment, and then you could practice all those things before you have to build a house for real, something like that. I don't know. There's probably a better analogy than that, but the notion is, if in this nice, safe environment, you can learn the 6 tools of computer science and learn how to put them together and learn how to start thinking like a computer scientist, then when you get into a real programming language, I mean, Scratch is a real programming language, but it's not looked upon as a real programming language by true computer science people. Then you're familiar with all the concepts, right? And then all you have to do is learn the difference between Scratch and a new programming language, which is a lot easier than just learning everything from scratch. Okay, so if you guys can do me a favor and click on yellow here. So there's a bunch of things that you can do in Scratch. Click on the yellow circle on the left hand side here where it says events. Okay, and in Scratch, you've got your little cat person here named Scratch, and you can see there's a little green flag here, and that means run the program. Okay, so if you click on the yellow circle on the left hand side here, you'll see that there is a option or a block, that's what these things are called, that says when the green flag is clicked, and that's a pretty good entry point into creating a program. So in Scratch, what you do is you find things on the left hand side and drag them onto the programming area here. Okay, so just drag out, click and drag when the green flag is clicked, and then this is sort of the entry point to your program. This is the beginning of the program, and technically I think don't have to have it. You can actually make it like when space is pressed or whatever. But yeah, so just go ahead and drag that out, and then the way that Scratch works is you connect these blocks together like you're playing with Legos or something like that. Okay, so what do we want to have happen when the user hits run? If I hit run right now, nothing happens, right? Because there's nothing attached to this. So right now when I click on this thing will activate, but there's nothing attached to it, so nothing happens. So let's if you just scroll up a little bit here, or you could click on the kind of fuchsia color here, you can find playing a sound, right? So drag that out, and what you do is you connect it together like a Lego. So if you notice, when you click and drag, you can, when you get close, you see how there's a little outline that appears there? If you get close, then they will snap together. Okay. Where do you find the green flag? The green flag is under events on the left hand side here. And so you just drag that out. And then the sound is under the fuchsia. I don't know why they have both purple and fuchsia, but there you go. They have a fuchsia section, and so you just drag out play sound meow until done. And now when you run the program, it meows at you. Okay. So, and that's it. And then, so when you click the green flag, it goes down, right? So this thing here is attached to this, and so plays meow. Okay. And then what else can we do? If you go up to looks, you can have Scratch say something. So this one says hello for 2 seconds. So if you drag that out, you can attach that as well. Okay. So look, again, when I get close to the other block, a little gray outline will appear. When that appears, you let go, and then it clicks together. Okay. And so it just goes down in order until it hits the bottom, and when it hits the bottom, you can see it stops. Okay. So it plays the sound, and then once it finishes playing the sound, then it says hello for 2 seconds, and then once it's done saying hello for 2 seconds, the program ends. Okay. So you guys with me so far? So the first thing is to drag out when the flag is clicked. The second thing I dragged out was play sound until done. That's under the sound tab. Under looks, drag that out. Yours doesn't say hello. It'll only say hello if once it's done playing the sound. So it doesn't say hello until the sound is done playing. And so if it's not if it's not saying hello, maybe you didn't attach it. Like if it's like this, see how it doesn't say hello? It has to be kind of connected like that. So you need to have like a sandwich, right? Like they all have to be connected together. It's been a long time since I last used Scratch. Back in the old middle school coding days. Yeah. It's a very general introduction to programming, and we're not going to do any complicated programming assignments in this class unless you've done programming before. And so when we do a programming assignment, if you have done programming before, then I will very happily give you a more advanced programming assignment worth the same number of points, but at least you won't be bored. All right. So I don't want to bore people, but this is a class that is prior even to CSI 40, which is your traditional first semester computer science class. And so what we want in this class is for you to understand the 6 tools of computer science. And when you learn them all, then you're going to be able to do better in computer science 40. Okay. But if you've taken CSI 40, or hell, maybe you've taken all of computer science and you have your bachelor's degree and just need your GE to graduate, then when I give you guys a programming assignment, contact me and I'll come up with something harder for you. Again, worth the same number of points, but you won't be bored, so that's a good thing. All right, so what else can we do? So switch costume to costume 2. Hello. And then look at that. Do you see how he changed his outfit? So, but if I run it again, note how he doesn't move again. The reason for that is because Mr. Scratch here, or Miss Scratch, I actually don't know the gender of Scratch, has two different costumes. One like this and one like this. And so if you want to animate Scratch, you can drag out next costume and it will switch between the two back and forth. So you can make Scratch appear to be running and things like that. So the basic things you can do, you can have it move around on the screen. So if you scroll up to the top, there's the motion tab here. So you could have Scratch move 10 steps forward. Oh, and if you want to insert something between two things, you can do that, right? So you can drag between two different blocks. So I clicked on the motion tab and I dragged out move 10 steps and I put that between saying hello and next costume. In fact, I am going to reduce the amount of time he spends saying hello to 1 second. So I don't have to wait quite as long every time. And see how it stepped forward a little bit on the screen? My daughter's like, stop making the meowing sound. All right, girl. All right. I'll take out the meow. Okay. So pretend you click run. He will step forward 10 steps. Means like 10 pixels on the screen, basically. And if you ever want to reset his position, you can come down here on this part of the screen and set his X position back to 0 if you like. What else can we do? We can rotate the direction Scratch is facing. And cause Scratch to start walking in a circle. Okay. And again, if you want to reset where Scratch is, you can just come over here and set his X and Y coordinates back to 0 and the direction back to 0, or 90 degrees, I guess. Okay. He's non-binary according to the Scratch team. I guess it is just a computer cat. All right. So when is clicked, say hello, move 10 steps, next costume, turn 15 degrees, go to a random position. Let's see. Yeah, let's try go to a random position. Why not? And see, these things don't happen because they're not attached to the green flag, right? Bloop. Bloop. See that? So each time I click run, he teleports to another spot on the screen. Okay. All right. Let's see what else. You can rotate him, and I'm just going to use him just for simplicity's sake. Go to random position. Go to a specific spot on the screen. Glide. Yeah, let's do that. Glide. Next costume. So if we glide, then you'll see that he actually slides on the screen instead of just teleporting there. So over the span of 1 second, Scratch will move to a random spot on the screen. Okay. And again, I'll just put his position back to 0, 0. Okay, so these are kind of the basic things you can do. You can have him move, do things like that. Let's see. Point towards a mouse pointer. Sure, why not? See that? So he moves and then he rotates to face wherever my mouse pointer is. Okay. So you can have Scratch look at wherever your mouse is. Or, if you want, you see how there's like a drop-down box here? You can click on that and have it actually move towards your mouse pointer. So it'll say hello, and then wherever your mouse pointer is, Scratch moves to that location. Okay. So you can have it interact with your mouse. Okay. I'll set its direction back to 0 again. No, not 0, sorry, 90. Easier to just type it, I think. Okay. Hello. And they slide that way. Hello. Slide that way. You guys with me so far? You guys understand this process of like Tinker Toy or Lego construction of code? And all these things I've detached don't run. And if I want, I can just toss them off the left-hand side like this and just delete them by tossing them off on the left. Okay. All right. Took Scratch senior year. All right, cool. Got some old hands at Scratch here. All right. Okay. So you can have it do things other than just when the green flag is clicked. If you go back down to events, then you can also have it react to like key presses and things like that. So you can make it when the right arrow key is pressed. So I dragged out when key is pressed. And then you can click on the drop down menu and choose when any key is pressed, left arrow, right arrow, up arrow, down arrow. We can just do right arrow, left arrow, up arrow, down arrow. And then we can make it going back to motion. We can have it see which way is Y. Up's this way, I think, right? That's up in the Y direction. Okay. All right, so we can make it when the right arrow is pressed. Did you guys see what I did there? Under the events section, there is the second option down here is when a key is pressed. So I dragged out 4 of those, and I am going to make it handle events when there's right arrow, left arrow, up arrow, and down arrow. So I'm going to be able to move Scratch on the screen using the arrow keys. Okay. So coming back up to motion, with the right arrow, I want to move it to the right. So I can change X by 10. The left arrow, I'm going to change X by -10. With the up arrow, I'm going to change Y by 10. And with the down arrow, I'm going to change Y by -10. And then I can now have Scratch moving around on the screen like in a video game. Okay. So the way your program starts is through these events here. Okay. So when you click the green flag, it will move to wherever the mouse pointer is, and then you can use the arrow keys to move Scratch around as well. Scratch has no need for this mortal plane. He's extremely powerful. Alright, good. I'm a wizard.
Fact, this has nothing to do with what you're working on,
Uh-huh.
but Jane Goodall went to Cambridge University.
That's I hear that's a good university. Not as good as our university, but it's pretty good. Okay. Kidding. I'm kidding. Okay. So, were you guys able to do this? Are you able to make it so that you can make a little video game interface like that? And it's actually a lot easier to make a very simple video game in Scratch than it is in like C++. C++ is my main programming language of choice, and C++ has no easy ability to just do something like this in it. Right, so, okay. And the trouble with Scratch is, like, let's say I start, adding, I don't know, lots of things to this thing, then you run out of room, you gotta like start dragging, things around, you're like, I'm out of room. Organizing large Scratch programs can get kind of annoying, right? Because you kind of have to physically move things around, whereas in C++ it's all text, and text is actually easier to organize than clicking and dragging things around like this. Okay, so let's learn the basics of computer science. Okay. So the first thing in computer science you need to know is that there are these things called variables. And so here we've got a variable for the x position, a variable for the y position, and a variable for the direction that we're facing. Okay, but you notice we can't do anything with these variables themselves. Like, you guys have all taken algebra, right? Like, you know what a variable is? You notice how I can't just attach a variable to one of these blocks. Instead, these variables, if you see, they're kind of this round shape here. You can put them into these round spots here, right? So I could make it so that I could So it spends an amount of time gliding to the mouse pointer equal to the position it is on the screen, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but whatever. So its current X position is 10. So if I hit run, it will spend 10 seconds running to the new mouse location. All right, so that seems kind of dumb, so I'm gonna pull that out. And you can always hit stop, by the way, to stop your program from running as well. So yeah, these variables can go into any of the spots where there is a kind of a circle like that. And using the X, Y, and these don't make a whole lot of sense right now, but let's see here. Set X to change by. So if we go down to variables, so we could set a variable. Let's do this. Okay, so let's go to control. Okay, and so let me show you how to use a variable. That'll make a little more sense than spinning a number of seconds equal to the X position to glide, which really doesn't make any sense. So here we have a control structure. Okay, and so if you were to put, for example, wait 1 second here, then Scratch will travel somewhere, wait 1 second, and then the thing updates. You guys understand? So he flies to the position, waits 1 second, and then updates. Flies, waits 1 second, then updates. Okay. There's a lot of things you can do with control structures. Repeating is called a loop, and so we can say repeat 10 times. Did you see what I did here? So I dragged out the repeat block, I attached it to the thing here, and then I'm dragging next costume inside of it. So what's going to happen is that he'll fly to the spot, and then 10 times he switches costumes. You see that? And since that was really fast, it looks kind of weird. He flies there, and then twitches really fast. So I can actually put a wait inside of there. I can have it wait for 0.2 seconds maybe. Over here, and then there we go. All right. So these control blocks are really, really useful things. Looping is really useful. This is a forever loop, right? So if I were to put this in here, let's do that. So forever. Try. Make sure you click on the right thing. So if I do this, Scratch will glide to the spot that I'm pointing to, and then forever will dance in place. Okay. Does that make sense to you guys? So putting blocks into that repeat thing is kind of like a parentheses for a repeated command. Yeah. Yeah, so if you've done computer science before, forever is like a while true loop, and repeat 10 times is like a for loop. So you can say 10 times, and then whatever you stick within, see how it's like a little mouth of a animal or something? So you can drag things inside of the block, and then whatever is within the repeat block will take place 10 times. So if I wanted to annoy my daughter, I could have it play meow 10 times. There we go. There we go. I was able to play it 4 times before I got my daughter to shout at me to stop playing it. Toxic. Putting blocks in the repeat thing, yeah, okay. Okay, so okay, and so let's go back to control on the left hand side here. And you can see that there is a if-then block. Okay, and so this is one of the this is where all of the intelligence of a program comes from. All the intelligence in a computer science program comes from if statements. Okay, and so what I can do is drag that out. and I can say if let's say our goal is to get Scratch into the I don't know, the goal zone or something like that. We're making like a video game or something like that. So let's before we do this, let's actually put a goal on the screen. So paint. So down here you can add a new sprite. Sprites are things that draw on the screen. A sprite is a 2D image. So I clicked new sprite and paint, and then I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to paint a little goal or something like that. There. Alright, so there is my beautiful goal zone. And I can edit this guy's position to make it 100. 100. Nope, it needs to be negative 100. 100. Move it a little bit further to the right. Let's try 150. There we go. So let's say I'm making a video game, and there's going to be monsters attacking Monsieur Scratch here, and I'm trying to get him into the goal here. Okay. So coming back to our code, let's see, select. And there's code on each one of the sprites, right? So you have to click back on Scratch like that. Go back to our program here, and so. My goal is to try and get Scratch into the goal here without touching the monsters or getting shot or something like that. We can worry about that later. But I can add an if statement, and so this is how you add intelligence to your program. So I can say if my x position is let's see, 140 negative. So let's say my x position is 140 right there. So if my x position is greater than 140 and my y position is less than, let's see what negative 100 is. Negative 100? No, not quite. Negative 110? No. Okay. Negative 112 maybe? Yeah, okay. So let's say as long as my x position is greater than 140 and my y position is below negative 112, then you win the game. Okay, and so you do that by dragging out an if block. This is what we talked about on Monday. It's a implication. If then, if Scratch's x is greater than 140, and logical and what we talked about last week, truth tables, things like that. It all ties together in this class. And Scratch's y value is less than. If you want the cat to look different, you can upload a different picture, sure. Or you can click on costumes and defile Scratch however you want. Fill. There we go. And then you can go back to code this way. Okay. So, I think Scratch needs some Visine. So, what I want is to have code that says if Scratch's x position is greater than 140 and Scratch's y position is less than 112, then print you win the game or something like that. Okay. So I can't just drag a variable in here. You see that? It's not the right shape. Variables are round in shape, and what goes inside of here is not round. That is like a little hexagon shape. Okay, and so you can see there's some things that are hexagons, like is the space key pressed, things like that. But what we want is to go down to operators here. And you can see that one of the operators is comparison. Okay? And so if we drag that out here, then you can see there's a spot that's round. And so what I want is to put X position in here. X position, again, comes from the motion area. If you go to the motion tab and click on X position, you can drag that out. So I'm going to say if the X position is greater than 140, and you can do an AND as well. So, and then you can drag one of these things into the left-hand side. And then we can do another comparison, less than. And Y position is less than 112. This is what I said. It starts getting annoying to do this. There we go. Okay. So so what I did was I used the and I used the greater than, and I used the less than, and then I dragged in X position into here and Y position into here. And so, and then I put that whole thing inside of the if conditional. So if X position is greater than 140 and Y position is less than 112, then we will let's just start by saying win. Okay. Play the game. So what happens is Scratch will fly to the location, he will dance in place 10 times, and then he checks to see if he is within the goal zone. And if he enters the goal zone, he dances 10 times and prints out, you win. Okay? And so it's through if statements, it's through conditionals is what their name is. Implications, as they're called in logic, it is through those things that you can add intelligence to a program. So through loops, which is this thing here, repeat. Through loops, you can make things happen multiple times. Through conditionals, if statements, logical implications, whatever you want to call them, you can add intelligence to your program. And then you can actually do things with things like saying hello, things like playing sounds, things like changing costumes, moving on the screen, rotating to face, the cursor, things like that. And so you'll notice, though, that if we walk over the goal using the arrows, it doesn't say you won, right? Because this is only attached to the green flag code. Okay? So even if I run it over manually, it will not say you win. Okay?
What's with his eyes?
He needs Visine.
Visine.
Eye drops. He needs eye drops.
Or it looks like he hasn't had enough of sleep.
That's exactly right, Riley. It's a lack of sleep that's bugging him. So what I could do is this. So after he moves towards the mouse pointer, I could say forever. So they're checking over and over again to see if he enters the goal zone. And again, these things start getting really
Can you fix his
verbose.
eyes, please?
Can I fix his eyes? No. So I run it, he flies over here, he dances 10 times, and then he goes into an infinite loop, checking to see how the program's still running.
Why does his eyes flash?
Because I animated him. And so now it's stuck in an infinite loop here, checking over and over again to see if he enters the goal zone. And the second I do, it will print you win. Okay.
Hello. You run.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you can make a da-da-da. Okay. And then you can hit red to stop it, so it stops running forever.
It looks like you're playing soccer there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going with. See,
I think
My art's pretty good. See, she knew that was a soccer goal. Not everyone has art skills like me. Perhaps I should draw another My Little Pony. What do you think?
I gotta make it have a beak again.
Have a beak again. I get enough of that for my students. I don't need it for my daughter. Come visit me at Art Hop. Buy my original artwork. Okay, so all right, so we got 7 minutes left. So what have we learned today? We have learned about variables. We've learned about variables. So variables are these round things, and variables can only be used in spots that are round.
But that square is not round. His face is round.
In the code, this is the code over here.
His face is round. His body's round.
Your programs start with usually when green is clicked, but you can also have one view, one me, art off. Yeah, that's right. We'll have a art off. We can do competitive My Little Pony drawing. Or you can have events, and so these are events like when they click the
That doesn't fit anywhere.
That's right. When the sprite is clicked, I'm gonna play Ada's favorite sound, meow. There we go.
No.
So the thing's running right now, right? And then if I click on it at any time, I can click on it and it'll meow. And just for you, Ada, because you were criticizing my art, forever, play sound meow. Play sound meow.
Wait.
We'll record. We need permission to record your microphone.
Okay.
Let's trim it down. And this is going to be called Ada meow. All right. Or Ada vomiting. I don't really know. Okay, so coming back over here. So rather than playing meow, oops. Nope. Stop. It's going to be Ada meow until done. So nothing happens until we click on it. Forever, Ada. It'll never end. It's an infinite loop. Okay.
Wait, can we record a new one?
You can record a new one. Now we only got 5 minutes left in class. So, do you guys see how that works? Though you can drag things out and just connect them together, and this teaches you the principles of computer science. Because in computer science, all there are variables, algebra. In this case, our algebra is
I got
adding
a good one to record.
adding 10 to x, adding 10 to y, minusing x by 10, minusing y by 10. So variables, algebra, conditionals, if statements, loops, functions, and
meowing.
And meowing. Yes, that's it. Meowing is the sixth thing. All right, we'll record it. Here you go. You ready?
I'm running. Stop. Yeah.
Go back to class, girl. And so while it is, let's see. So while it is running place, let's play the sound, start sound. And so start sound is going to start playing the sound, but it doesn't stop. With play sound until done, it will pause the program until. Here, let me show you the difference here. You guys will understand. So when I run it.
I'm running.
So rather than putting the play sound in a loop, I'm going to put it right above the loop here. Okay.
I'm running. Stop.
So start sound will start playing the sound, but it doesn't wait for the sound to finish, right? This is different from play sound I'm running. Play sound I'm running would do this.
I'm running, I'm running,
See how it
I'm
doesn't
running,
continue
I'm
on?
running, I'm running, I'm running, I'm running. Stop.
And then it moves. Whereas with start sound, it just starts playing the sound and then continues on. So depending on which one you want. Let's do this.
I'm running, I'm running, I'm running,
See,
I'm
it's still doing
running, I'm running, I'm running, I'm running. Stop.
All right. Do you want to see her run as fast as Sonic super fast? Tell her I say hello. That's adorable. I'm not sure, guys, but I think she's running. Did you ever hear the Tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Fantastic. Yes. And then the program's still running, right? So it's stop. And there we go. So it saves automatically. For now, I'm going to have you guys do a simple tutorial on it. No, you know what? Let's just pick this up again on Monday. Then I'll give you your first programming assignment. There's probably a little bit more I want to go over. If then, if else, if it's touching the mouse, you can add two variables together. Yeah, I want to go over a little bit more with you guys. So just enjoy your weekend. I'll put up a new Zybooks. There is a check for knowledge to see if you guys understand the different moral theories. Again, it's just matching. It's worth 1 point. It's not worth a lot of points. That we'll see if you guys understand what the different moral theories are, moral frameworks. And it just pulls up 8 different quotes, and you just match them to the type of moral framework that they're describing. And no trick questions. It's supposed to be pretty simple and straightforward. It'll be a lot of fun getting back into coding. Yeah, and so it's, you know, if you're a member of my class, then what I can do is I can what do I want? Title 3. I'll just call this CSI 1 intro or something like that. Okay. But I can go into my class here, and I can see all of the you know, when I can create homework assignments and then look at them and grade them and stuff like that. So we're out of time for today. But do you guys have any questions about it? It's supposed to be pretty, you know, pretty easy to get, but if we did kind of go over a lot today, so let me know. You can run other people's projects too. So if you go up to Explore, you can see what other people have done in Scratch. Okay. Tokyo Drift. Okay, so my stuff. Let's delete these. Anything. Touchdown! Yeah, so same idea as what we just did there. So if we look inside of it, yeah, you can see basically same thing that we just did earlier today. Okay, so if you ever want to view your stuff, there's a folder at the top right part of the screen. Click on that and go to all your different projects. And yeah, I just play with it a little bit. And then on Monday, I'll give you guys your first, you know, kind of simple intro programming assignment. Okay. So have a wonderful weekend, you guys. If you have any questions about the different options in Scratch, we haven't gone over everything yet, but just the basics of if statements and loops and events, things like that. Okay. So that is it for today. What homework assignments did you have? Just right now, you have the Zybooks, which I think is due today at midnight. Maybe it was already due. I don't know. And then you've got a quiz that's due on Monday that is on the different theories of morality. Okay. And then on Monday, you'll get your first Scratch assignment. Does it save automatically? Yeah. When you are editing it, it will, right up here, like if you do something, you'll see where it says Save Now. If you don't click on that, it will, on its own, save automatically every couple seconds or so. You can click on that if you want. So it'll every I don't know how often, but pretty often it saves itself automatically. Okay. All right, thanks guys, and have a wonderful weekend. Have fun, do the quiz, and I'll see you guys on Monday.